Happy Friday, everyone. I'm meteorologist Evan Irani. On a hot day out across San Diego County, we have warmed up to end the week, and it looks like over the weekend we'll get a slight cool down before additional heat builds in going into next week. Take a look at the record breakers that we saw for Thursday afternoon, March 12th. We broke records in Chula Vista, Ramona, Alpine, El Cajon, even outside of San Diego County, up in Santa Ana, Orange County. We had talked about them seeing some really hot temperatures as well, and they did. It got up to 97 degrees in Santa Ana. Indio is, of course, going to be a very popular spot for Coachella in just a couple weeks, and they got to 98 yesterday, which does not bode well if you're going to be out across the deserts. I mean, it's just already very hot, very summer-like out there, and the deserts in particular are likely to break into the triple-digit heat very quickly into next week. Chula Vista got to 91. A lot of these records were from 2007. New record on hand now, 2026. Here we are, very hot March. This is going to, of course, drive a lot of people to the coastline. Coastline is where you're going to find the most comfortable temperatures, most mild conditions. Many people getting in the water, pretty mild as far as surf goes, 2 to 4 foot waves out there. Water temperature is down to 62 degrees, so chilly. You can dip your toes in or just jump in if you want to cool off. If you're not an experienced surfer or swimmer, there is a moderate risk of rip currents. Good idea always to check in with a lifeguard. Sunset not coming until 6:55. That time change has benefited all those people who spend a little longer in the day outside. We won't be seeing that sunset until basically the 7 o'clock hour once we start to get into next week. And next week is also going to be the spring equinox. We'll officially head into the spring season. Heat advisory is in effect until 8 p.m. today. It's in effect for our coastal communities and our inland valleys. Although I will say the mountains and the deserts are still quite warm. This expires at 8 p.m., which means that through the weekend we'll get a nice cool down. But for this afternoon, Friday, it's still very hot. 82 in Oceanside, 90 in Escondido, 89 in Ramona, and 92 in El Cajon, exceeding average along the coast by about 10 to 15 degrees, exceeding average inland by closer to 20 and 25 degrees. Final day of heat today as that ridge starts to break down and give us a cooler weekend. We will also see a switch in wind direction. So what we're going to watch for is that wind shifts from offshore Santa Ana winds to onshore sea breeze, and that'll allow for a fair amount of cloud cover to roll in, for that sea breeze to really affect the coastline, bringing temperatures back down to about 70 degrees near normal. Maybe a little bit of morning fog with it. And then as we get into next week, it's just a repeat. Ridge builds overhead. Santa Ana's may become breezy at times. We know allergens have been brutal to so many people, and we'll get more of the dust and pollen coming from over the mountains. Temperature is going to be warming up to the upper 70s, maybe low 80s by next week, almost every single day. Inland valleys get that cool down as well, down to the low 80s for Saturday and Sunday, and then they may see a temperature warm up that takes them to even warmer territory than what we see for this afternoon with the heat advisory, with the weather impact alert here. So temperatures could get all the way up to 94 degrees for Tuesday and for Thursday of next week with plenty of sunshine in the mix. Be prepared for more of those warnings to exist. Of course, drinking plenty of water, wide-brimmed hat, light-colored, loose-fitted clothing, and always check on the pets and older adults, all susceptible to heat-related illnesses. Mountains and deserts are actually going to wait until next week for their most dramatic warm-up. So while the coastline and inland, they saw their warmest temperatures really Thursday, Friday, and they'll get just as warm next week. The mountains and deserts are going to wait completely till next week to get to that hotter range. 80s all the way through Monday, maybe even some 70s for Saturday, and then jumping into the mid-90s by this time next week. The deserts will have been in the 80s and 90s. They'll be in the 90s for the next 4 days, and then they'll jump into triple-digit heat for the deserts. Borrego Springs, Ocotillo Wells, like we mentioned, Indio, Palm Springs, all expected to be in the triple-digit heat as well. All the way up to 105 by Thursday of next week. Plenty of sunshine, still no opportunity for rain in the forecast. To follow the forecast, you can download our CBS 8 app to your phone and to your smart TV. It's got all the latest content, including these extended weather forecasts. In the meantime, stay safe out there over the course of the weekend. Enjoy the more mild stretch, and then be prepared for another warm-up as we head into next week. We'll see you later.